Chapter 1. Sito's Melancholy. The bridge of the Mikagami was enveloped by a tension the likes of which it hadn't seen for a long time. In fact, the only time that came close was when they first encountered Sana. There's no mistaking it, that's the enemy. Target that fleet. The pirate fleet which was displayed on the monitor in front of them was the secret experiment fleet of the Daruma Guild. It was a mysterious fleet that caused Sana to be recalled suddenly due to a lack of information about it, and above all due to the amount of damage it had done. Hehehe. Sito's smile was that of a carnivorous beast who had found its prey. The feed image was coming from a spy eye, a small, unmanned ship that they had sent out to search for the fleet. The pirate fleet was taking the contents of a container from a GP shipping vessel. Because Sito's fleet was originally established for information gathering, the stealth technology she had was Jurai's best. In spite of this, the pirate fleet had begun leaving the area as if they knew they had been spotted. All ships full speed. There's no need to capture them. Destroy everything, Sito said in a frustrated voice. All the ships simultaneously jumped a short distance towards the enemy fleet to attack. At the same time, the pirates began preparations to jump away, even though they had begun preparing to flee. They hadn't jumped yet. Sito's attack hit one of the ships. We hit one ship. It is a direct hit. The next moment, the rear part of the enemy ship seemed to explode, and beams of light blew out like sparkling fireworks in all directions. Huh? An explosion. Stop all fire. Stop the assault. Sito shouted. However, it had already been launched, and after a short distance jump it came in front of the space pirate fleet. Emergency evasion order. Sito shouted. The fire that came from the rear of the enemy ship bent and scattered in an unlikely orbit. Even more strange things continued to happen. The enemy fleet is firing simultaneously into the middle of the explosion. What's that Mikagami? Sito asked. The Mikagami made an emergency jump into hyperspace as if she knew something they didn't. It was such a short jump that it seemed like they had teleported just out of range. But it was a brute force jump, and it caused the ship to quake as it quickly entered and left hyperspace. The rest of the Jurian fleet didn't move though. The pirates' shots were concentrated in the center of the bombardment and shot out orders of magnitude stronger than an attack from a Jurian ship, and the blast spread out like thunder. Luckily, the Mikagami had deployed a shield covering almost the entire airspace to protect the GP ships from the torrent of energy. Where did the enemy fleet go? They're undetectable. Our detection systems are down. Fuck, they got away. Sito slammed her fist into her armrest. The torrent of energy lasted a bit over 10 seconds and gradually dispersed. Within less than a minute, normal communication and detection systems recovered, but as expected by Sito, there were no pirates to be found. Any idea where they went? Sito asked calmly. No info has reached any information network yet. Fine then. Let's try to calculate the escape route of the enemy. Narrow it down to the 3 most likely candidates from that, and let's immediately leave to pursue them. Please ask the GP for their cooperation. Roger that. Ugh. What is the damage situation? Sito asked Minaho while sighing. The GP shipping vessel is fine. The damage from this battle was minor and there were no human injuries. Most of our ships avoided quickly, though most also suffered some kind of damage. 5 are wrecked. All the crew members are fine though. Even so, we got lucky. Minaho wryly smiled at Sito. If Sito's movements hadn't alerted them, it would have been impossible for the rest of the fleet to deal with the torrent of energy that came at them. What the heck was that blast anyways? Sito asked. Well, we've analyzed the cause of the energy earlier and we know what caused it. And? Sito said impatiently. As a result of recovering a sample of the debris, it turned out that it was filled with pieces of KZM ingots that were being transported on the GP shipping vessel. KZM? That stuff used for plating the inside of reactor cores and turrets. We made a direct hit right into the container of it that the enemy ship had taken. Really? And yet the enemy ship didn't sink. I can hardly believe it either. The diffused reflection of energy caused by shooting KZM wasn't a thing that could be controlled. The enemy pirates should have been harmed too. Despite this, they were able to escape without losing even a single ship. It's not just me, right? This is ridiculous. You know what this reminds me of? Sito said, leaning deeply in her chair while exhaling a big sigh. What? When we first met Sana. Minaho, who realized the meaning, breathed a big sigh while she watched the situation on the monitor with Sito. On the monitor, the fleet had split into 3 sections and started jumping,